Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into 7 whiskeys you need to try this fall. But before we get into that, please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out a ton, and we seriously appreciate the support. But let's get in today's video. So today we are getting into bourbons for the fall. Bourbons you need to give a try this fall. And these bourbons are going to be, or well, I should asterisk, mostly bourbon. This list mostly bourbon, but I did throw in a rye. So these are all going to be bourbons that I think are a little bit on the spicier side for one reason or the other, because now that it's no longer as hot as it once was, I'm looking for something a little bit spicier. I want to get into those like maybe higher proof things with a little bit more rye spice going on. So let's get right into it. Let's stop chit chat and let's talk about the freaking whiskey. So 2 gold standards. These 2, my constants, are going to be Wild Turkey, Rare Breed. I love the cinnamony baking spice that I get off of that bourbon. And Four Roses Single Barrel. You can also throw in Four Roses Small Batch Select. I just personally kind of gravitate towards the single barrel a little bit more because it's cheaper, and I think it's just as not as spicy as a Small Batch Select, but it's spicy enough for what I'm looking for the fall, at least here in Arizona. So first off, Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This is going to be the cask strength rendition of the Wild Turkey's 101. This is typically 116.8 proof. That's all I've ever really seen them at. I'm sure the proof changes, but at least the batches I've had over the last like 2 to 3 years have all been around that 116.8. And these are around $52 in my area. And the reason I think it's a really, really good fall whiskey is because it's very heavy on the cinnamony baking spice. This is like a cherry pie if you went a little like overboard with the baking spices. You threw in some pumpkin spice onto my freaking cherry pie. That's Wild Turkey. Maybe not pumpkin spice, but at least a lot of cinnamon baking spices. And Four Roses Single Barrel is also kind of in that same realm because I think it's like a $40 100 proof bottle, and this is like a Burt Rye. So Four Roses does a really, really good job making spicy herbal bourbons. Like this is definitely a high rye, more floral, more spicier type bourbon. This is a little bit on the lighter. I consider this kind of like the early stages of fall, but those I swear make it here every single year. But moving on, I got 5 more that are a little bit new, or at least 4. Maybe one's also a constant, but we'll get into that. So first off, Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. And this is not a new whiskey as far as coming up on lists and stuff of that nature, or even being a fall whiskey. That being said, whatever they're doing with this new batch, because so they changed these bottle shapes, and this one's in that kind of typical bottle instead of their like cool fancier oval one. Now they're starting to batch these. This particular one is 23-02. And what I'm about to say might sound like I'm complaining about it, but I really like this bottle. That being said, she's changed it a bit. I don't know if I'm really against the flavor profile change. Like, it's very different. It's way less on that thick, viscous vanilla custardy side, and it's a little bit thinner, but so much spicier. Like, this is intense. That French oak spice is insane. Like, it still says 10 virgin French oak staves, but this, if 10 was the old batch, this one tastes like they're adding freaking 20. I swear to God, it is so much spicier, but it's still kind of easy, approachable with that nice spiciness. I really, really enjoy this. I haven't gotten into it too much, but I can only imagine that this bottle is going to be incredible during the fall time. I really, really like what I'm getting off of these new ones. Again, very, very different, but still, I'm really liking this new Maker's 46 batch style. After that one, another wheated bourbon, which is weird to have 2 wheated bourbons on a list, because unless if it's a wheated bourbon or a list that I'm talking crap about bourbons, I typically don't highlight a lot of wheated bourbons because they're not typically my go-to. But this has changed everything. Larceny Barrel Proof B523. This one is falling in place for an ECBP. The reason I'm picking this over an ECBP for kind of the fall time, which typically, yes, I would say ECBPs were great for fall, and they still do, but I think this matches fall even better because this is heavy on the baking spices. This is an extremely baking spice forward bourbon. This is thick, viscous, it's baking spices, it's sweet, there's some nice stone fruits going on. I'm hugely impressed with what I'm getting off of this Larceny Barrel Proof, and I really hope all the batches moving forward are going to be like this, but I really think that this one's going to do really well during the fall time. And like I said, you can also throw in any of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs, like, you know, B523 even, A123, I think so. I don't know. Their naming schemes confuse the heck out of me. Like, I understand it, but like just trying to think of randomly what the names are, it like I get lost in the batches. Like, why can't it just be like this? 23-1, 23-2, 23-3. Like, why are we doing B, C, D? Like, why are we throwing the letters and numbers together? This isn't freaking algebra. Like, just like call it batch A, call it batch B, call it batch C. Like, B23, C23. Like, ugh. Instead you're adding like 1s, 5s, 9. Rant over. Moving on. And next, Doc Swenson's Bossa Nova. You probably saw this one coming. This is like Cinnamon Toast Crunch in a glass. This is out of this freaking world. I absolutely love this bottle. This is just blended MGP that's finished in Amberana cask and bottled at 112.8. This bottle is absolutely incredible, and I think this is going to be my favorite bottle going into fall time because I really like that cinnamon toast crunchiness, and I really think that's going to go well in fall because I really like cinnamon, but also the fact that it's like has like a really good sweetness still. I think it's going to hold up really well during fall for like that little bit of sweetness because it's not yet too cold here in Arizona where we want something super duper insane yet. So I really think this is going to go well. I would also add in place of this bottle, if you can't find it, given this is me saying this after having not tried it yet, but the Barrel Amberana finishing series that they're about to release here shortly. They're sending me a sample. I'm going to try it. I'm going to review it, but I can't imagine it's going to be bad. Moving into some ryes. Rye-wise, Sagamore Spirits Double Oaked Rye. This is a double oaked rye, so it has that double oaked toasty marshmallowy stuff going on, but it also has this spicy peppery cinnamon rye thing going on as well. So it combines those two things really well because I like the toasty aspect for fall. I'm a huge fan of toasted whiskeys. That being said, some of them are a little bit too sweet. I want something a little bit spicier, and that's where this bad boy comes in because it picks up that page and just adds that insane spiciness to it that I really enjoy. So if you're looking for a double oaked whiskey this fall, I really think you need to look no further than the Sagamore Spirits Double Oaked Rye. This is one of my go-tos for the fall time frame. I absolutely love the heck out of this bottle. I love the, look, love the taste. I mean, heck, the lamp behind me is made with one of these because I'm a sucker for Sagamore Spirits, and I really think they make some of the best MGP rye out there. And last, but definitely not least, the improved Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye. I love this thing. This is herbal as heck. This is a spicy herbal rye for like $34 or something like that. Really think this is going to shine during the fall. Even the winter time, I think this is going to do really well. So I'll be sampling into this a little bit more. This is my favorite time of the year for whiskey because of that. So fall is right when whiskey starts we're getting into whiskey season. We're getting into not only limited release season and all that jazz, but like the season where you can go outside with the Glencairn and a cigar and just drink a whiskey and enjoy it. And like, I'm excited for that. So these are going to be the whiskeys that I'm getting into this fall, or at least I'm planning to get into. And I really think these are the whiskeys that you should try to get into this fall as well. Because I really think these are going to go really, really well with that fall season. Please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Let me know down below what are some fall whiskeys that I didn't think of, or what are some fall whiskeys that you're thinking of. You know, let me know. I love seeing what other people think about, what they come up with, because again, you know, this isn't an echo chamber. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. Links for all that stuff are down there below. That is a wrap for today's video. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.